Are you ready for an upcycle today? Because we're going to upcycle a necklace, a 2-strand necklace, into 2 new necklaces with earrings. If you're new to the channel, I'm Vicki, and we are going to upcycle a necklace that was gifted to me from Nancy. Thank you, Nancy. Those of you who follow the channel know about Nancy. And we are going to take this 2-strand chunky, yes, chunky necklace. It's a beautiful necklace, just like it is, but we're going to take it apart and we're going to use some of the beads, just a few beads per necklace, and upcycle it along with some chain and probably some earrings too. And if you don't know, my videos are for inspiration. You probably won't have the same jewelry to upcycle. You probably won't have the same beads and chain, but that doesn't matter. You can still take these ideas and have fun with it. Let's get started. Here's the necklace. It has a beautiful abalone shell pendant. Just gorgeous. It's a fairly large pendant. It's about 2 inches, but we're going to take this necklace apart. And I decided to use this particular necklace because it actually has some of the components and design that I had planned to work with today anyway for this upcycle. So let's take this apart. You know, it is a chunky necklace, and not all of us like chunky necklaces. It's, you know, it is gorgeous, it really is. But I just want to show you how you can upcycle a single necklace where the beads are linked together and take it apart and make possibly several necklaces from it. And let me apologize in advance. I don't know what's going on with my voice. It's quite hoarse. It probably sounds horrible in the microphone, but this is the time slot I have to make a video, so we're going to do it, whether my voice is hoarse or not. I have flat nose pliers and chain nose pliers, and we're going to start with taking the 2 necklaces apart right here at the jump ring. Oh, and I do have a second pair of flat nose, and sometimes that makes it easier to open the jump ring. So just get on either side and just push or pull, and before you know it, we have that part of the necklace separated. Do the same thing over here. And now we have 2 necklaces. We could make a shorter one and have a longer one if we wanted to, but we're going to be taking some of these components apart, and each one, these are actually wire wraps, so we're going to need some new head pins because we're going to do a little more than just turn it into 2 separate necklaces. I'm going for the beads, and first I'm going for these turquoise beads. So I'm going to have to cut this. That came out pretty easy. Let's do the same thing here. Got 2 of these. That one's not coming out quite as easy, but we'll get it here. Got a couple more here. So let me know today in your comment if you like chunky necklaces, you know, really chunky and layered like this, or if you like necklaces that are a little more dainty, you know, smaller beads, smaller findings. Let me know, and everyone else know what you prefer to wear. You know, sometimes we make one thing if we're selling it, and sometimes we wear a different style. So just getting down to the basics here on these beads. I want to see what we have to work with. I hope I took a photo of this before I started. I think I could do a screenshot or a still shot. Oh, that's kind of stuck in there. See if we can take a head pin and push that through. All right, it's starting to come out at this end, so I'm going to get a hold of that. Maybe I'll get a hold of it. Okay, it came out. Looks like a little bit still stuck in there. There, got it out of there. So these are our turquoise beads. That's what we've got. And I love the green beads. The green beads are plastic. They're very pretty, very lightweight. Tell you what, I'm just going to play some music while I separate all these, and I'll see you when I'm done because, you know, I got to spare my voice here. Cue music. Got all the green ones separated. Now let's go for the smaller mother of pearl beads, but we are going to separate everything. So let's go ahead and keep at it here. Blue ones are also plastic. You can see how they use a mix of shell, stone, and plastic. Okay, where are we now? We're down to the blue and the green. I think I might try to leave these two together and just take off the... Whoa, that went flying. See if I can leave a few of these together. Some of these are single now. I don't have them with the blue and the green together. I'm not sure if that's just the way I cut them or if that's the way they were in the necklace. I don't recall. I already forget what it looked like. So I'm just cutting away what I don't want to be there from the beads that I disconnected. I don't know about you, but I actually find this quite relaxing to take necklaces apart as well as putting them back together. Let's be honest. I enjoy both of it. And I bet you do too. We're going to be reconnecting these, but we're not going to be wire wrapping, so don't be concerned that that's what you've got to do for this project. I'll clean this up. I'm also going to wet this shop towel and wipe down all the beads, and I'll be right back. For this necklace, we're going to start with the largest component that we have, and that's this beautiful abalone shell. It's two-sided, just gorgeous. So let's go back to the beads and see what we can put with this. I'm only going for 6 or 8 beads per necklace. Yeah, only 6 to 8, so not a whole lot. So we want to think about them, what we're going to put here. Since the abalone shell is quite large, I'll probably start out with the larger beads here. So let's see what we can do. Pull in the blues and the greens. And what else do we want? I just need, like I said, 6 to 8 beads at the most. And if I need to, I'll bring in other beads as well. So that's 6. Do we want to work in any of these for the last one? Kind of bring some of the colors together. The only one I'm debating on is this one here. I think because this is fairly chunky, I'm just going to go ahead and go with some of the chunkier beads. Maybe put it right here. I don't have any two that are exactly the same size, so all I can do is get approximate. So can we make a necklace with these few beads? Can we do it? I can always bring in other beads. I mean, I'm not against that. I'm just trying to work with what we have. Let's just go with this and see how it turns out. What I'm planning to do here, I'm going to be bringing in some chain to make the necklaces. And we have a few different options. I have some silver chain, gold chain, 2 types of gold. I know it looks very brassy, more brassy on this one, but I have this chain, and then I have this copper chain. So I have 4 different chains that we could work with. Let's think about this. Which direction do we want to go? Goodness sakes. As far as the size of chain for the chunky beads, I mean, this is pretty small, so let's eliminate that. So down to these 3. I think I'm going to go with the copper. Yeah, I think it's going to look really pretty. So let's get this opened up. I'll get it opened up anyway, and I'll be right back. This is just, I've used this recently, Industrial Chic 48-inch. I've had it in my stash for a long time, so I don't know that it's available anymore, but if I can find anything similar, sometimes I can, sometimes I can't, but I'll leave it with my Amazon link, my affiliate store. So I'll get this opened and be right back. We will need some head pins or eye pins. And I think this finish is going to match better. That's a little shinier. I think this will be pretty good. I do think I have more than one color in here. Not sure how that happened, but take out some that look like they're brass. Yeah, I guess I couldn't see one night when I put things away. I probably have some more in here, but we'll get started here. So to add this chain to the necklace, because we're not using any stringing wire, no bead stringing wire, we're just using chain, we need a few different pieces in short sections. I'm going to set these aside. And we don't need a lot of chain because the necklaces aren't going to be very long, but we need a little bit. And You can see that this particular chain is separated by an oval. Like I said, I used this chain very, very recently. So let's just forget the oval part right now and take off the links. And to do that, I'm going to use 2 flat nose pliers. And you can either open it at the rectangle, but I think it's easier, honestly, just to open it up on the round part. I'm going to go ahead, I'm looking here to see if this is going to attach properly. I'm going to put it through the jump ring that's on the pendant. Get a good grip and close it up. Wiggle it if you need to and get that chain started right here. I know this is silver here. You know, honestly, I think I'm going to find a jump ring that matches. I'll be right back. But I found a jump ring. I'm going to take this silver one off. And before I attach this jump ring here, let's just take another section of chain, not counting, how many links do I have here? 5. I'm not using the oval, so I'm just going to start again with the round link. I'm going to save all the chain, never know if I might need it. Closed up. Because I'm going to the oval, I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, just coming up to the oval link. Let's get this jump ring on here. I have a couple different sizes of jump rings. I just went for the smallest. I'm going to add the chain, and then I'm going to switch hands and add the chain to the other side, just so that I can get a good grip here and close that up. So now we have a little bit of chain coming out each side of the pendant. So how do we start working in these beads? Well, that's where the eye pins come in handy. Let's go ahead and slip this bead on here and make sure the eye pin doesn't go through. It looks like it wants to, so I think I will add a few beads. I pulled out 12 beads, 6 for this side and 6 for this side. I'm not planning on putting any little beads around the last one here, this little round one, but I feel like for now, for this eye pin, I need this little copper bead. That's what I'm doing. I'm adding a copper bead to the top and bottom of this bead. I need to make another eye on the other end, or a loop as we know it. So I'm going to bend the wire and introducing my round nose pliers. Just going to trim this down to about 3/8. Make the wire flush like you would for making earrings and make a loop. Okay, can you see the loop? And then if you need to, take your flat nose pliers and make sure they're going the same direction. Let's do the same thing for the next one here. Again, these are plastic beads, but that's okay. The necklace was gorgeous before, and it was a mix of beads, a mix of materials, different materials. It's all about the finished design. I'm going to bend this, trim it down just a little bit, doesn't need much. This is the technique we'll be using throughout the video. Wires flush, make your loop, close your loop, all the way, make sure it's closed, and then make sure that your loops are going the same direction. Let's go ahead and connect the chain to each of these beads, and I can either open up the link on the chain, but what's actually easier is to open up the loop. Open up the loop on the head pin. Now you could use jump rings here if you want. I'm going to try to make this without any more jump rings other than what I used on the pendant, as long as I can get it to attach okay. We'll find out here, won't we now? Opening this sideways, picking up the chain, that last link. If your chain is really chunky, it may not work. You might have to add a jump ring. And of course, make sure your jump rings are closed. So here's the beginning of our necklace. Okay, I'm going to slide this down, and we're going to cut some more chain. Again, I'm going to eliminate the oval. So I'm just going to take that off of here. It's not that I don't like the oval at all. I just am trying to get consistent lengths, and it's easier to get that consistency if I don't have the oval. Now, it probably will end up around the neckline at some point, but for now, I'm not using it. And we know that this type of chain is a little more challenging to open because I'm supposed to be like this, and it's just harder to do. That's why I tend to just open up the round part. But I'm trying to get it disconnected on both ends at the same time right now. So I'm going back to trying to open this. Let's just go ahead and attach the next bead. We had this one lined up as the next one. Let's take an eye pin and let's add one of these beads. Pick up the bead. I'm putting the larger end at the bottom. No daisy spacers or anything in this one. Trying to line up my loop right out of the gate, trying to line it up, but it's easy to adjust. Now my loop that I'm making always turns out different, larger for the most part, than the original eye pin. Let's see if these are in line. Let's make the second one. Let's go ahead and prep that. This one doesn't really have a size difference from the top to the bottom. Not that I can tell. Uh-oh, I still have wire stuck in here. I've got to get that wire out of there. Got it out. Good. Don't know where it went. Got it out. Again, seeing if there's a... Oops, I forgot the round bead. What do we need to do next? Let's add the chain. Attach it to the eye or the loop, however you want to refer to it. Same thing here. There we go, it's coming along. To keep it easy, I'm opening up my eye pin that I made, not the original one, opening it up sideways and picking up the chain and closing that up. Close it really well, make sure it's flat. Same thing here. That's the tiniest eye, that's the original eye. I'm going to open up the one I made. You can do whatever you'd like, but just be consistent. Okay, the necklace is coming along. Check that out. All right, we need some more chain. What's your favorite metal for making jewelry as far as tone? Do you like gold tone, silver tone, copper tone? Sounds like suntan lotion. Do you like real gold, real silver? Do you have a preference? What we have so far. If you're enjoying this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so, and keep watching. There's more. We still have the green, and I may not even need this small bead. I might be fine just with these three. These have kind of a smaller bottom and narrower at the top. Which way do we want that? This way or that way? There's wire stuck in here. Not good. I need this bead. I'm counting on this bead. There, got it to fall out somewhere. I heard it fall out. Probably was just a tiny little piece. Of course, your head pin needs to be long enough. Your head pin or your eye pin needs to be long enough that you can put it through your beads and still make your loop at the end. So you don't want it to get too big or too long on your beads. Just rolling that back a little and closing it up. Check it. One done. Second one done. I think we're good. I just want to check this one again. Thought I did, but what are we doing? We're connecting the loop that I made, not the original one, to the chain. It is much easier to attach the one that I made to the chain. Hey, I think my voice is getting a little better. Is it? Do I sound any better than when I first started? I haven't even hardly talked today. Just ask Mark. I've hardly even talked, so I've been so busy editing videos. I've been so busy that I've hardly talked, and so why am I losing my voice anyway? Makes no sense to me. Okay, there we go. This is what we have. And you don't have to put 5 links of chain in between. You could put just 3 if you want, but because the beads were so chunky, I decided to use 5. I'm not going to put these little round beads on here. I'm going to stop at 3, an odd number, and we're going to finish off the necklace with some chain. I'll just need to get a clasp. Got a lobster clasp, a couple of jump rings here. Make sure the lobster clasp is working. Next thing we need to do is add some chain for around the neck, and I will leave the oval links in here now. We just have to decide how long we want the necklace to be. I'm going for about 18 inches, so I'm going to bring this all the way down to 9, where the center of the chain is at 9. We don't need to add a lot of chain, and then I'll add an extension chain, of course. Let's go ahead and attach this right here, and I can attach it directly to the eye pin, or I could use a small jump ring here. What do I want to do? I think I'll stay consistent and attach it directly to the loop. Open it sideways, attach the link of chain, and close it up. If it's too hard to close, we've been able to do it so far making the necklace, but you can always use a jump ring there. Nothing wrong with that. Let's see how much we need. If this is 18 inches, I'm going to stop right here. If that's 9, that's 18, but I want to add the lobster clasp. I think I'll take it apart right here. Remove the chain. Let's make sure we have another piece for the other side that's exactly the same. Need to take the oval off. Oops, slipped a little bit, but make sure we're still in the same pattern. We are. I think I've got it. Let's make sure that we've got the same exact length of chain, which all we have to do is remove this oval. So we don't have much of the oval showing. We only have one in the whole entire necklace, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and attach a lobster clasp with a small jump ring. Just put it through the last link on the chain and add the lobster clasp. Nice thing is this necklace is two-sided. The beautiful abalone pendant is two-sided. Now we need to attach a little larger ring over here, and I think I'm going to go ahead and use a small jump ring first. Small jump ring, then the larger ring. Don't have to do that, but I'm going to today. And one more step is we can add some extension chain, and I like to add about 3 inches extension here. It might be slightly past 3 inches. I'm going to take it apart right here, and we'll add that to the jump ring. Make sure it's closed. And then, well, we didn't work any of these beads in anywhere, so kind of hesitant to add this at the end of the extension chain since we haven't worked the colors in. So I'm going to let it go. I'll get this cleaned up and we'll take a closer look at it. Here's our necklace. What do you think? I really like it. We've taken a super chunky necklace, a 2-strand chunky necklace, and upcycled it into a very classy looking necklace with this gorgeous abalone shell pendant. And we've worked in some of the beads from the original necklace and the colors, and I love it. And I love it with the copper. What do you think? I'm going to ask you at the end of the video to vote for your favorite set, and this is set number 1. We'll recap it at the end before you vote in your comment. Let's make another one, only this time maybe not quite so chunky. So what else can we upcycle here? Let's see here. We've got a couple of beads here that look similar in size, and these two are similar in size, somewhat, not exactly. And then we have the abalone. Let's see which ones I like together here. Those go together really well. What if we put those in the center? Is this what we want to do? I do have these beads. Decisions. I have 4. I typically like to work in odd numbers, 3 or 5. I'm not liking this bead with how flat the abalone is. I think this is throwing it off. Again, I wanted to work in 3s. This one's going to be a daintier necklace, obviously. I also want to have a pendant for here. Not too large of a pendant, but a pendant nonetheless. How about this? Let's try that. We can always change it. And even though I think this copper color goes so beautiful, I do want to change it up this time. So I'm thinking about either this gold or the silver. Let's go with silver. Let's make a pendant. I need a pin. Got a silver one here, silver plated. And we need some round beads. We could get creative here. We could, well, you know what? I'm forgetting something. I'm forgetting something here. We could work in some of these beads right here. We could. See, I didn't get all the wires, excess wire cut off of those. I don't know. I'm not liking that there. I'm liking just the natural. But I want to get something to embellish this as a pendant. I'll be right back. I have some small round beads. I have some tiny little daisy spacers, and I have some eye pins. I think I need to open this. Staying in the silver finish. I was just playing around here. I have a small round bead on the bottom, and I'm going to the smallest daisy spacer that I have because the beads get smaller. So tiny daisy spacer. And if you're wondering what size I have here, I think these are 3mm. Yes, 3. And the daisy spacer is, well, it's between 4 and 5. It's closer to 4. How's that? And this is going to be our little pendant that we make. I'm putting the darkest brown part at the top. The hole is not drilled perfectly. That happens sometimes. And then I did pull out this spacer bead just for something a little different. Let's add one more round bead at the top and turn this into a little pendant. Bend this, trim it back to what? 3/8 of an inch. Wires flush, make a loop, close the loop all the way. I don't have it closed. You can roll it back if you need to and close it up till you're happy with it. So now we have a little tiny pendant. Let's go ahead and get some chain and decide. And we went 5 links on the other chain, but I don't know how much we'll need on this. Probably a smaller chain, so we're probably fine with 5 links. Let's just get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to open up at the 5th link, get a grip on it, open it up, hold on to it, take the length of chain off, and add it. Oh, I wanted a jump ring here. That's right. I want a jump ring. So I need some kind of small silver jump ring. Got one. Well, you know what? Let's go ahead and get the other length of chain like we did last time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open it up at the 5th link at the cut in the jump ring. Hold on to it and remove that. Let's go ahead and open up the jump ring. Slip on the chain and then slip this through the pendant. I'll show you. So just like we did the first necklace, we have our pendant, jump ring, and 5 little links of chain. So what do we want next? Do we really want the turquoise here, or do we want to go with the abalone? I'm thinking I'm going to switch it up. We do need to start connecting the beads. So for that, I have an eye pin, and I'm going to see with this short little eye pin that I have, you know, the beads are smaller, I'm going to add a small round bead, tiny little daisy spacer, the abalone shell. I hope I have enough room left over to make my loop. We need about 3/8 of an inch. Ooh, that is not 3/8 of an inch now, is it? I'm going to look around and see if I have any longer eye pins. You know, I have this one, so I've got to have some more somewhere. I'll be right back. I found a few longer ones, but it looks like I'm going to need to order some. I've had these eye pins for so long, so long. I actually think I made that one. And we can make them too. You know, if you need to, you can take a head pin and make one. But for the sake of this video, I was just trying to work with the ones that were already made. But I need to try to find a source. A lot of my beads and findings I've had for many, many years. I've told you that before. So here we go. Eye pin, small round bead, small daisy spacer, the abalone, oval shell, it's flat, and I now have 3/8 of an inch left so I can make my loop. Bend that at a right angle. I have to trim it just a little bit, not much. Wires flush, make the loop, close the loop, straighten it up, close it a little more if you need to, and you can roll it back if you need to, whatever you need to do to finish it off. But there's my eye. So I know that that eye on the eye pin, the original eye, is smaller, you know, as long as I'm consistent with it. But we need to get these straightened out. I could work harder at making smaller eyes, I guess. Let's make the other one. Round bead, tiny daisy spacer, abalone shell, bead, daisy spacer, small round bead. what we've got. Push the beads down. So let's see here. We're putting the part of the eye that I made to the bottom. We're going to be consistent that way. We're not using jump rings. We are going to open this up sideways and pick up the last link of the chain. Close it up. This is where I like my chain nose pliers. Do the same thing with the other bead. Hey, Miss Magical, what you up to? Can I have a minute of your time? You want me to turn my heel and forget you? All I know, it can't be done. I'm only asking once, would you let me take a minute of your time? So this is what we have so far. And we could have gone shorter with the chain. We could have. I'm going to roll with it, and I will need 5 more links. So why not just open this little eye of the eye pin sideways, attach some chain. I know it's hard for you to see, but attaching the chain just like we did before with the larger chain. I think it was easier to see with the larger chain. Count out 5 links. Just got to make sure it's closed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 links of chain. And remove the extra chain. Close it up. Give it a pinch. Do the same thing over here. Take a minute of your time. You might just be surprised at where it gets you. All I know, I'm in it for the ride. But you don't care if you hurt me. Leave me on for fun. Not for once, I'm telling you. Don't keep this up, you. And we are ready for our next bead. The next bead is going to be the turquoise, faux turquoise. Faux turquoise, it's a composite or a dyed stone. Oops, I forgot my daisy spacer. And we got one done. Let's make another one. I think these eye pins are rather thin and light, so when I'm closing up one and pushing on the beads a little bit, the eye pin is actually loosening up. Happens, but just shows you that you got a really lightweight eye pin. I don't know where I got these. Had them for years. We've got the chain here already, so let's open up, putting my loop down below, attaching it to the chain, closing it up all the way. Make sure it's closed. Same thing on the other side of the necklace. This is what we have so far. I'm liking it. And then we have these 2 round beads that I'm going to take the smallest of my eye pins that I have left and do the same thing. I'm going to add a round bead, daisy spacer, the green bead. That's what I've got. Just going to do the same thing. You know the routine now. I'm going to make 2 of these, and I think I'm short a daisy spacer. I don't know where it went, but I'll find it. We do need some more chain. How many links? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is what we have so far. This one's so dainty compared to our first one. We just have to add some chain for around the neck. And I'll get my ruler and we'll see where we are. I'm going to make it 18 inches. Where does that start? Right here. Not here, but here. I'm going to put that at the 9. We need to allow, for a clasp as well. Let's see here. Again, you can use a jump ring if you want. I'm just going to attach the chain directly here to the bead. Close it up. I do suggest that you avoid really fine chain because that could make it difficult to attach everything. Not impossible, but a little more difficult. So I want to allow a little room for the clasp. So I think I'm going to separate it right here. I'm just coming back, just backing off a little bit. Not quite a ½ inch, but close. I'm going to go ahead and close that up because I haven't pulled out my lobster clasp or anything yet. Even this up. I'm going to take a second off camera and count those links. I'll be right back. They're even, 22 each. Okay, let me grab a lobster clasp, a couple of jump rings, make sure it works. The reason I put lobster clasp on more often than toggle clasp, because I did think about a toggle clasp for this one, but you can't add an extension chain to a toggle clasp. And I like that flexibility, you know, when I'm selling the jewelry for someone to be able to wear it longer if they'd like. There you go. Let's add a little jump ring to this side. I'm attaching it with a small ring as well. And let's add some more extension chain, about 3 inches, approximately. And here we have necklace number 2. Oh my gosh, what a contrast, right? From the original necklace, not as chunky as the first one. I think we need some earrings. What do you think? I still have some more beads left. Stop here so that we can make some earrings to go with these. I think those would have to go with here. And I think I need to, I mean, these have some weight to them, okay? These are pretty heavy. So I think I'll go with those. And I'll grab a few beads here and we'll make some earrings. I had thoughts about making a third necklace, but I want to make some earrings. Let's go ahead and see what we can do here. And I had put these with the larger part at the top. I would like to use the turquoise, but I really do think they're just too heavy for earrings. I mean, I know some ladies like heavier earrings, but plus I don't really have two that are the same shape. Okay, this way. Yes, I am going to go that way. Wider at the top, narrower at the bottom. Surprised myself on that one. Still have the eye pin at the bottom. But let's bend this. I've got to get some ear wires, don't I? 3/8 of an inch. Wires flush. Close the loop. Bend it back if you want to a little bit. You need to close it up a little more. Up the ear wires. Just pierced ear wires. And this is the loop I made. So I'm going to open that up and attach it to the ear wire. And I have a jump ring here, but let's finish this one first. And I'm thinking about, I bet you know where I'm going with this, why I have the jump rings. I'm thinking about adding some chain dangling. That would make them quite long. But you know, if one of you watching this video happens to buy this set, you can take these earrings apart and make them any length that you would like. I don't want to get too long. I'm thinking 3s and 3 links. Sorry, I got off camera there. I don't make my jewelry by looking through my camera lens. If I did, it would take me forever. I'm actually looking at the jewelry, and every once in a while I glance up at the camera lens and try to make sure I'm centered up. Now I feel like I'm wasting some links, but I just don't want 5 on these. I just don't want 5. I want 3 at a time. It's going to take a minute to do this, so I'll play some music and be back. When I'm ready to assemble it, I'll walk you through it. How's that? That took a little while just to loosen up 3 sections of chain, but before we go any further, let's see if we're even going to like this. Pick up all 3 sections of 3 links. It might be too much. Let's take a look and see if this is too much. No, it's not. I could have just put 3 jump rings there. That would shorten it up. I'll leave it, the 3 lengths of chain. I just have to make a few more. I tell you what, I'm going to do this part off camera and I'll be right back. I've got my 3 lengths of chain. 3 lengths of 3 lengths. Take a look at the earrings that we made. Those will work, won't they? Absolutely, they'll work. There you go. There's our first necklace with the pair of earrings to go with it. And so this is set number 1 now, not just number 1 necklace, but set number 1. I did promise that we were going to make earrings, so let's make a pair of earrings for set number 2. For these earrings, I have 2 head pins and add the small round bead and the daisy spacer and the abalone shell. Push the beads down a little bit. Add another daisy spacer. Ah, that one, the hole isn't drilled out. I have to grab another one. Found one. Let's add the last little round bead. I do believe I have a link for the assorted round sizes of beads that I use. I have 3 sizes, so you should see that below the video. My Amazon affiliate store for Avante jewelry, where everything's organized by category. Just push the beads down, bend this at a right angle. And thank you to all of you who use my affiliate links. It helps support the channel, and I really appreciate it. And do know, I've said it before, but I'll say it again, you pay the same price that I do. Amazon is the one that gives me the pennies. They do not mark anything up. It's just what you pay, I pay, but they give me a few pennies on the dollar, and it does add up. So thank you so much for that. Making my loops, checking it twice, gonna find out who's not. Wait a minute, it's not Christmas yet. What am I doing? It's cold outside, but it's not Christmas yet, so. Uncue that music, Vicki. Okay. I do love Christmas music, though. I do. Okie dokie. I think we've got it. We've got these beautiful abalone shell earrings to go with necklace set number 2. What do you think of that with an extension chain? Now that we have both sets done, let's take a closer look at them so you can decide which is your favorite or favorites out of this video and vote. Here's set number 1 with that beautiful abalone shell pendant, that 2-sided pendant. It's just gorgeous. The earrings are long. You know, I added the chain and I can't seem to hold it still, so they stop rocking. But anyway, this is set number 1 if you'd like to vote. So let's take a look at set number 2. Here is set number 2, quite dainty compared to set number 1. That's why I wanted you to share in your comment what you like, if you like chunkier necklaces or if you like smaller beads and a little daintier style. We made 2 necklaces and earring sets today from 1 necklace that we upcycled. And you know what? I could probably make some more because as you saw through the video, this only took 7 beads, 3 on each side and 1 for a pendant. And okay, so the earrings and reserving 2 for earrings. That's all you need along with some chain. I don't know if you noticed, but I've been wearing a necklace that I made, not from the necklace that we upcycled, but from my own bead stash. I made this necklace to go with this top and I just made it right before the video. So it really doesn't take very long. And then I have some earrings to match. So I hope you have a lot of fun with this idea. I hope it inspires you to get into your bead stash or some vintage necklaces that you have, vintage to modern, it doesn't matter. And I went very short in my chain in between. I just have 3 links in between. I went a little longer for the other necklaces and then a couple beads for the earrings. Be sure to vote and let me know if you're inspired to try this idea. Thanks for watching. I'm Vicki and I'll see you in the next video. I hope you're excited about making this.